So, I think everyone by now knows of the current situation with Call of Duty, where Activision has been bought by Microsoft, or it's in the process of being bought by Microsoft. And this basically means that although there is exclusivity with PlayStation, everything to do with Call of Duty is pretty much under the jurisdiction of Microsoft. Now, over the past few days that we've known this information, some people have been saying that this is great for the franchise. It can only, bolster the franchise and actually make it do better. Some people, I don't think anyone has really said that it's a bad thing, because I personally don't think it can be seen as a bad thing. The only way I could see it being a bad thing is if COD became an Xbox exclusive, but they've already came out and said that it's not going to happen, and they're even going to honor PlayStation's agreements with Activision, I think, until the end, so nobody needs to worry about that. I think a lot of people, including myself, expected this transition of power from Activision to Microsoft to basically improve the franchise, because everyone knows from Vanguard's release, Call of Duty franchise has been sort of in the bin. Modern Warfare 2019, brought back Call of Duty into the limelight. Sales were, exceptionally high. And then Cold War, even though it wasn't that much of a good game in my opinion, it still did really well for the franchise. It still sold really well. It still kept Call of Duty relatively popular. But I think this year with Vanguard, it's just sort of, it doesn't have that same feeling as those previous 2 years. It doesn't feel that important in just the gaming industry as a whole as the previous two titles did. And that's definitely apparent in the sales. That's definitely apparent in the player retention. And I think that's what's inspired Microsoft or Activision to sort of have this deal. And I think Microsoft plan to go ahead and sort of revive the COD franchise, hopefully in the future, whatever they have planned. Now, we are already seeing the effects of this deal. We've had recent leaks, basically, from various sources that say higher-ups at Activision are considering ditching the yearly cycle for Call of Duty, which is absolutely huge, because we've had the yearly cycle for Call of Duty for probably about 15 years or so now, as long as I can remember at least, and this has always been sort of a staple for COD. It's like FIFA. We always get one every single year. It's just a thing that happens. We've also heard some things from developers themselves where they've said that they think that Call of Duty games being released less often, so probably once every 2 years or whatever they decide. They think that that will help the quality of the game, and the players will definitely appreciate the games a lot more, because they're not, buggy messes that are rushed out. They're actually, taken care of, and they have a lot of time to be made. So they think that will help the franchise, just thrive in the future, essentially. Which I can definitely see the argument for. I definitely do agree with this. If say we have a COD game once every 2 years, right? That means that every single development studio, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and Sledgehammer, has 6 years to make the Call of Duty game, where currently they have 3. So they have double the time to make their COD game as opposed to what they have now. Which, in my eyes, means that there's no excuse for them to release a game with many bugs at all, or weapon imbalances, or lack of content, or anything like that. It's basically double the game that we're going to be getting every year. Now, if this does happen and we actually do get less Call of Duty games, I don't want to just see, less buggy games and, just overall quality of life improved. I want to see some proper innovations from the Call of Duty franchise once again. What if we got a 4th mode? What if we got a campaign that was 8+ hours long with a branching storyline? We got an expansive multiplayer that actually has like brand new gameplay innovations and changes. We have a 3rd mode, let's say zombies. We have a brand new zombies mode, and it's sort of like Black Ops 2, let's just put it like that. And then we have a 4th mode of some kind where, let's say, I don't know, Modern Warfare 2's Escape from Tarkov style mode. Let's say that becomes the next zombies. We have 4 modes in a Call of Duty game, and I think that is definitely something we could have. I'm not saying we should, keep adding more and more modes. I just think that if we're going to be having 6 years to make a Call of Duty game, I think it needs to be big, it needs to be bold, and it needs to have a lot of content in it to support us playing it for 2 years. Because you've got to bear in mind that if we, have a game once every 2 years, we need to play that one game for 2 years straight. The start of a Call of Duty game, in my opinion, is always a big deal. Every year we get a Call of Duty game, I will go ahead and buy it. I will play it for a few months, and depending on whether I like it or not, I'll either stop playing or I'll carry on playing the game throughout the rest of the year. But I'm thinking, even though, it would be nice to have a Call of Duty game that's actually supported for 2 years straight, and especially a good one. Let's say Modern Warfare 2019. If we had 6 more seasons for that game, I could have seen myself playing at least halfway throughout those seasons. But I'm just thinking, what if we had another Cold War or another Vanguard? You know, what if we got a game that wasn't up to par with what we expect for a Call of Duty game? It's not gonna, it's gonna be really bad for the franchise, because, you know, people are gonna stop playing in like 3-4 months, and the game is gonna die. We're not gonna be playing that game anymore. It's not gonna be talked about. And then we don't just have to wait, oh, it's only gonna be a few more months till the next game comes out. It's gonna be over a year for the next game to come out, which I could see killing multiplayer if they make the game not very good. I think this has definitely happened with other franchises. The one that pops to my mind is Battlefield. Battlefield 1 was released around the same time as Infinite Warfare, and because at the time Battlefield 1 was what people wanted, it sold really well. It was extremely popular. And then they released Battlefield 5, I think 2 years later or something like that. And it was just something that people didn't really care about. And then obviously recently we got Battlefield 2042, which at least brought it back into the spotlight briefly, even though it wasn't for that long. So I think that's an example of a franchise just sort of dying for a few years, basically. I'd say from 2016 to 2021, we didn't have Battlefield in the spotlight at all. And it's all the same for Halo. We haven't really seen anything exciting for Halo, apart from Halo Infinite, for a long time. I'm not too caught up on that franchise, but that's just how I see it. And this is going to be something that we need to, I guess, adjust to for the Call of Duty franchise, because this is something that has always been in the spotlight. Call of Duty is always there. It's a yearly thing. It's just a constant. But if we go to 2 years, once every 2 years or once every 3 years, you know, it's possible that we get one game every 4 or 5 years, but it's like all 3 development studios working on the one game. Or let's say it's just Treyarch and Infinity Ward working on the one game, and Sledgehammer go ahead and make other games. You know, there's endless possibilities with this, and I think everyone just has so many questions. I definitely think this can be a good thing for the franchise, but I could also see it killing the franchise, because I was watching Jev's video yesterday, and he brought up a very good point, which I sort of touched on earlier. If the current COD game isn't good, then it's going to sort of die in the eyes of the community and in the eyes of Activision. And then, obviously, if that happens, they'll most likely try and focus on Warzone, which is sort of the focus at the moment. But then, if they're focusing on Warzone and not even really giving 2 shits about the multiplayer, then what's the point in even making the multiplayer? Especially when they release it and it doesn't sell well, or it's not that popular compared to Warzone. In their eyes, why would they bother putting resources and time and effort into making this game, which lasts a few months, and then dies for 2 years? I could see that. That's just, I feel, their perspective on it, which really does worry me, because that could mean the death of Call of Duty, which is crazy to think about, actually. But this could either be the beginning of something beautiful and new for the Call of Duty franchise, or it could die. It could die. It could just kill the franchise. We don't know. There's so many questions that I have, and I think a lot of people have, but this is just the beginning of something beautiful, I hope, between Microsoft and Activision. So I'm going to end the video there. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe if you are new around here. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.